Okay, we're the Pigeon group. My name's Michael.
My name's Timothy.
And I'm Enid.
And we're going to show you what's inside a pigeon. Flight feathers, and over here we got some tail feathers. Under here we got some what they call down feathers.
Keep them insulated.
And right now, I'm not seeing any other different types of feathers.
Okay, so here we have the foot, which has an anisodactyl foot arrangement. It's the most common arrangement of feet for birds. Their feet are designed for perching, and that's really it. Pigeons aren't hunters of any sort.
Right, the beak is going to be the first part of the digestive system. The primary food source for a pigeon is going to be seeds. So here on top of the beak, we have this fleshy part that's known as the cere, which aids in breathing, and it's very hard to tell, but if you look, you can see the nostrils of the pigeon right here on both sides. So this is the coacula of the pigeon, and it is anatomically impossible to tell the gender of the pigeon unless you do a dissection.
All right, we're about to make entry on the kill of the sternum. On this side,
I'm mostly concerned about the pectoral muscles because they're very large. They flap the wings.
well, they pull the wings down, but
Yeah, there's like another muscle
that pulls the wings up.
Yeah.
That's the other half of flapping.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, flapping is this.
But it's a two-part motion, just like how your arms are moving.
Yeah. So this is half the flapping.
So if you're flapping,
So
this pulls it forward.
Sure, that's part of the flap.
And then what pulls it back?
Are you filming this?
This conversation is blowing my mind.
Alright, so these large muscles are going to be the pectoralis majors. That's what helps the bird flap down, and it's hard to see, but underneath there's going to be the supracoracoideus. I know, mouthful, but that helps the bird flap up, which is a special, unique muscle to birds, which is a good adaptation for flying. So this is the sternum right here, and the reason why the sternum is so large is to support the pectoral muscles, as you can see, are large, and that's to help with flight. Alright, so right here, this tube is going to be the tracheal tube. It did experience a little damage because Avery is difficult, but it's going to run from right up here all the way down. Over here is the crop, and you'll see part of the esophageal tube right here, which is going to run further down, and we'll get to that in a second. Alright. As you can see, we opened it up, but this is a crop. When you close it up like this, you start seeing that it's going to connect down into the esophageal tube right here.
So right now we're taking a look at the heart. It's just a superficial layer. This is pericardium. She's lifting up right now. We'll get more in depth as soon as we cut more. So right now we're looking at the two livers. She's pointing at them right now. Two lobes.
This right here is an example of an abdominal air sac. There's also air sacs that are located in this region that are attached to the sternum. So the digestive system, of course, starts up here with the esophagus. This is getting into the crop, and the crop's going to run into this part, which is going to be the stomach. And going a little further down, you're going to see the gizzard right here, and you're going to see the small intestines in this region right here.
Along with the pancreas, gallbladder.
Okay. Right now we're looking at the pancreas, part of the digestive system, and it's on top of the large intestine. There's a full air sac.
Right down there.
You can see it. I don't
Oh,
know.
it's bulging.
Yep.
That's an air sac.
Okay, so what we're looking at right here, this is the large intestine, which is rolling all the way into the small intestine. And as you see right here, this was the pancreas, which was on top of all of this. Alright, so as you see, this is the tracheal tube, and this is a lung right here, and right across is another lung.
So here we have the actual heart, and here we have a model of the heart. What we're looking at right now is the right atrium, comparing it to the right atrium, left atrium, left atrium. Can't really see the right ventricle, but it's under here. And we got this big lobe, which is the left ventricle. Now we're about to cut open. So right now we cut the heart in half. We did a cross section, comparing it to the model heart as well. What we're looking at right now is the right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle, blood from the body enters through this vein right here into the right atrium, gets funneled into the right ventricle, pumped into the pulmonary vein, back through the lungs, into the left atrium, into the left ventricle, back into the aortic arch to the various portions of the body. So unfortunately, we accidentally took out the livers already, but where the gallbladder would have been under the right liver. Unfortunately, we destroyed it. Here we got the two testes identifying this pigeon as a bird. What happens is it travels through the vas efferents into the cloaca, where everything exits the body. There's only one exit. We're looking at the urinary system. These little lumps right here on both sides are kidneys, which process urea, nitrogenous waste, ions, and other waste components that all travel through the coachella. Again, it's the only opening in the bird. And this pigeons don't have cecas.
Okay, yeah, so most birds have ceca. Most birds usually have two. They're just tiny digestive organs where it helps to break down plant matter that pigeons specifically don't really need because their diet consists mostly of seeds.
So first we're looking at like the little hole right here. That's the external canal of the ear. It's just like a human ear. It's used for hearing.
And then their eyes work just as well as any other animal's eyes, nothing special about them.
And we have the maxilla and the mandible, same structure. The beak opens and closes, similar to how many other jaws open.
And the nostrils on the maxilla portion, right here.
Alrighty, so as you see, we've opened up the cranium. Of course, part of the cerebrum stayed over here, but the cerebrum is for all of your senses, so vision, touch, sight, and tasting.
And the cerebellum here.
That's for balance and movement, and then a little further down,
Right
cerebellum
here
is the optic lobe, which helps with vision. And running down here is going to be the spinal cord, which helps with your nerve impulses.
Hey guys, this is a respiratory system, and we're going to be identifying the trachea, lungs, and some air sacs, and we're going to talk about how the aves respiratory system has been modified compared to other vertebrates for you guys. From the video, we see the bent dissecting needle tracing the trachea down to the bronchi to the lungs. As you can see from the video, the visceral and parietal peritoneum, a thin layer that covers their lungs, has been stripped away, exposing the lobes. Birds in particular have a unique style of respiration compared to other vertebrae. Birds require 2 complete cycles of respirations rather than 1, meaning 1 inhalation and exhalation, and 1 more inhalation and exhalation. The initial air inhaled passes back to the abdominal air sacs, and upon exhalation passes to the lungs. The second inhalation allows the air in the lungs to pass to the interior air sacs, where the last exhalation passes the air back to the lungs, into the trachea, back out into the environment. At the divergence point to the right of the dissecting needle, where the bronchi split into the bronchioles, is the syrinx. When air passes by the structure, it allows it to vibrate, which helps the bird produce vocal noises, which we are able to hear. So through both cycles of respiration, gas exchange occurs at the lungs, where the air travels through the bronchi into the lungs, into little sacs known as alveoli. This is where oxygen is exchanged with carbon dioxide to help complete cellular respiration. It's been noted that birds have these 2 respiration cycle systems to address the high demands of flight. From the video, we can see one of the abdominal air sacs, and it looks rather deflated. Perhaps if it were alive, the membrane would be full of air and fluttering away. Birds have roughly 8 air sacs in total: a cervical sac, interclavicular sac, a humeral sac, anterior thoracic sac, posterior thoracic sac, and an abdominal air sac, which was mentioned earlier.